fans, RebelKitty here. Welcome back to another day at the range. So today I got some fun stuff. I, as some of you may know, recently acquired a Sig P365XL. So taking it out here today with a Sig RomeoZero. We're gonna pop some shots for the first time, see how it go. Looking forward to that. But you know, just because we do that, we be that way, we brought, of course, the love. Dun dun dun. Ludmila, my 1963 East German Makarov. So this is, as many knew, this was my EDC forever. I carried this all the time. I love this gun. Love everything about this gun. But obviously it might be a little dated. So I'm taking it out here to really kind of show off or demonstrate maybe what a modern handgun does versus a good old-fashioned 9x18 Makarov. And then also, just because it's awesome, I brought my AR. My AK, we're gonna do a little zeroing in. Hopefully we'll get the sights a little more dialed in than we had them last time. And brought shotgun with all fun shells. We brought little short stubbies to try out. See if those feed right in my pump gun, and see how they work. What do you got to say, Smode? Yeah, as always, my lovely assistant. She's always so enthusiastic. You can tell she really, really loves me. So, I mean, I kind of, if you want to go over gear real quick, it's like same old for the most part. I got my tiger stripe kimono on. It's because it fell over. Drip. And then, yeah, I mean, I'll put my helmet on, but I got this swag cap. Thought I had to bust out. Also working with a new Condor belt system, which keeps my posterior well supported. My lumbars should be a good time. So something I kind of talk about a lot that I also recently improved was, if you notice, my hydration pack. So not only is it multicam, whatever, match the swag, it's got a bigger bladder, and I can actually, instead of it being laced through the molly like the last one, the Condor hydration pack, this one's just a backpack that I can easily pull off, take off, throw off, do whatever I want. So it's a little bit easier to work with that way. The other bit is it has pockets, so I can actually carry. I use it functionally as a backpack versus just the straight up kind of oddly fitting Condor hydration bladder. For the money, that thing was great. I loved it. It has an insulated hose. It was super secure. It'd be like impossible to remove, but it did not fit great. And yeah, it wasn't overly functional, besides just being a small. It was like 1 liter, and this one is about 3. So, as always, stay hydrated, highly recommend, and get yourself a nicer hydration pack, for sure. So, alright, cute. Have you measured the barrel size on that staple gun? Are you sure that's safe? I don't know. Feds might be on us for these high capacity assault staple guns. All right, so yeah, that immediately kind of felt better.
You got this right here. Order it out. One right there.
Oh, let's see. So yeah, it looks like we had about one kind of nicked the edge of the paper, one and then two. So 3 of 8 versus 3 of 12. So also we got this clean hole right here. So I noticeably did better with my Mac. It's like it has a nice trigger, it's all steel. I've always just really liked the Makarov, like just the profile of it. It's like everything about this gun is very lovely. But we won't give up on the Sig yet. We won't. That's a user error. We will not fault the weapon for that. So now Cutie tried it with her Hellcat 9mm. Let's see how she did. I think she did quite well. She's had a lot of time with this gun. So let's see. We got one on this middle target. Because what were you doing? Were you alternating between?
I was just shooting this one.
Okay. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then kind of a fifth one that came and hit this target. Not bad, not bad. You can certainly tell she's practiced a little bit more with that gun than I probably have with either. Shot quite a through the Makarov, but it's one of my newer guns. And all of handguns are relatively new to me. Period. I've always been a hunter and rifle shooter. And goodness, you know, I'm like, personal defense from what? Animals? Like, but 2023, shit's a little different. Cutie, way to go, Cutie. Alright, so I'm gonna break out the old Sig Sawyer AR. Sig Sauer AR, sorry. She's being strange and cute.
I don't smoke.
She doesn't smoke either.
Go for it.
Ready whenever?
Yep.
Alright. I fucked him up.
Hey, it only took you like
Fuck you.
I can't even see where all those
We fucked these targets up pretty good. I was pleased. We got magazines strewn about all over the place. Looks like a New York bodega in here. Alright, well, for what it's worth, we were beating the fuck out of this target pretty good. Just like it's Swiss cheese down there. Fuck. That was a human-sized target. I'd say at least over half of those were on point. Next, we have, this was a date target. So, we had it arranged. If I managed to hit that, spoiled me dinner. And yeah, I might have cheated. Maybe. I didn't really cheat. I still got it at a distance. It just took a bit. She loves me. So yeah, we managed to get this baby. Which, mind you, yeah, look at this. From where I am down there, it's about 50 meters. 50, not quite 50 yards. And a slight elevation, which probably makes it about 70. 60, 70. So my laser, all my red dots are aimed way higher. So I obviously need to correct this in some way. But when I compensated just by aiming up a little bit, it seemed to work just fine. This baby's fucked up though.
So I'm getting you a wing stop after 90 shots of that.
You love me.
Let's test to see if this thing fires.
Okay.
Get the IFAC ready.
So this is the 22.
This is 22 from the UK.
This is a what now? Isn't you said this was this the Romanian one?
No, this is the UK one.
This is what?
BSA Super Sport 5 22 long rifle.
This British, you said?
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't explode in my hands.
Oh fuck.
Nice.
That was pretty fast. Yeah, there you go. Leave it to 22. Ha! Were you aiming dead on with the sights?
Yep.
Yep.
Those fires.
All four right in the center there.
All What do you mean?
Nice. That's a cute gun. It's very fitting.
I have not cleaned it.
She has a couple of these small 22s, and they're... Honestly, I think these are brilliant training rifles. And when I was in Hunter's Ed, we used almost identical. It was 22 LR bolt-action rifles. They seemed really silly, but
This
yeah.
one came over to the US before the UK got really fucking crazy about guns.
How much did you pay for it?
So, without the magazine, because a lot of them don't have the magazine anymore, this one was about 80 bucks.
80 bucks? Yeah, see? And then 22 LR is as cheap as it gets.
And the magazine, sadly, I had to import from the UK, which cost me about 70 bucks.
Yeah.
But it's still, overall, it's still cheaper than some of the kitty ones.
It's even cheaper than a Ruger 1022.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's bolt action though.
And I haven't cleaned it, but it does need to.
But for safety and teaching folks, bolt actions are fucking great. And it's accurate. It's like, it's gonna be dead on. You're not really gonna have issues with that.
Just wanted to make sure it didn't explode.
Alright, another thing I came out here to do, I've been meaning to do, is recently I acquired some of these Federal Shorty 4-butt shot shells. And yeah, if you know anything about shot shells, that's a 12 gauge shell. That's quite a bit shorter than normal. So brought my pump Tokarev TX3. These typically won't work in semi-automatic so well because one, reduced powder load to move the action, and two, sometimes the feeding mechanisms don't really like to grab them either. So we're hoping the pump gun is gonna be the way to do this. I was told these would be pretty decent home defense shells. Seem like it. It's $4. It's not double op, but a lot of folks use $4 for home defense. Kind of makes sense. Some arguments to that. So figured I'd at least try these shorties because they seem like a cute idea. They're adorable. And yeah, let's go for it. Guess might as well see if we can feed one in just fine. Seems so. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, kind of like to not feed super right. Should be interesting. So kind of the theory behind these two, as far as home defense goes, is you could carry twice as many shells. Or at least more shells. Sometimes it doesn't work out quite twice as many. And then it's a lighter load, so it's not penetrating as deep. It's not ripping through all the walls as bad. Which, I mean, anyone who's seen Garantham's video on the drywall knows that really there's no great way to mitigate that. But a $4 half powdered shell is going to be a little less insane. Probably, at least, than a full 12 gauge double op bug. So, yeah, let's try just a few of these, see how they cycle through, see what happens. Do some paper. And, yeah, heck yeah. And in the middle. Alright, so far so good. Fuck. Oh, we got one not wanting to feed super great. These are some weird ass shells, I'll tell you what. Yeah, it did not. There we go. And that's why they say, when you get a malfunction like that, just go to your sidearm. But that's good to know. Those feed weird. So, in a self-defense situation, that might be something to consider or be wary of. Although I will say, on a functional level, that messed the targets up pretty good. And you can see the 4-buck. So 4-buck's gonna have more pellets, smaller pellets, but this is a pretty bloody mess right here. Same with this. Same with here. Although I did notice there's quite a bit of spread. So double up buck might not spread as much. But in a close quarters kind of home defense situation, I feel like a little more spread would be preferred. Because you could tell probably at this distance where I was, this would be theoretically down the hall from someone. If I fired right there, that would pretty much cover the span of the hallway, regardless of my shitty aim, which is sort of why I have shotguns. It's like, you never know. In that kind of nerve-wracking pressure situation, you're going to be shaking. You're going to be freaking the fuck out. So at least a shot shell's going to compensate for that a little bit. And you could see, yeah, the 4-buck covered pretty good. All these targets are dead. I'd say this one probably survived pretty good. But any one of these guys were having a really rough day. Although, yeah, to note, either my technique in the way I'm racking the rounds or something is, you know, I got 3 there pretty good. And then the 4th one just got all stuck on me. But I feel like that's going to be kind of inherent in how these shells work. At least it feeds right, one at a time through the gun. So that's good to know. It isn't like inherently unsafe or anything like that. You just run the risk of maybe not feeding in there right. Something about these hollow points doesn't like. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All on point. And so if we want to look at it as a group, the Sig group, let me old lady it up here. So the Mac group was kind of like almost the whole paper. Sort of this whole area. Whereas the Sig group is a bit more tighter in this area. You could see several shots we're hitting right here. Pulling left. I honestly think this is probably my trigger technique and just trigger pulling. Some of these are probably my follow-up wobbly shots. I need to get have a little tighter grip with the support hand. I got better on that throughout. You can obviously compared to my first few shots, that was 100 times better. So support hand and trigger squeeze. Not squeezing the trigger with the tip of your finger, but like the actual whole of your finger. Because that's not pulling the gun in a direction. You'll see, so I'm pulling left because my fingertip is squeezing, if that makes sense. Whereas you would ideally want the full grip of the finger, and that would give you a little more control. So, overall, Sig probably... So at first, you could tell I was a better shot with a Makarov, simply because this is what I'm used to. This is something I shot more, and I was familiar with the kick, where the sights hit and all that. So that was definitely an advantage. But as we practiced, pretty quickly, within a single session, and just a few a handful of magazines, I was able to get better with this than I am with this. So I think that really says a lot for modern guns, and I was obviously at the end there hitting more shots on target. It's gonna be good. I feel like this has very intuitive feel and controls though. Like as a way to start out with a handgun, this was a very, I don't know how to say it, but like I love everything about this Makarov. It feels so good. It's so crisp. The trigger's nice. Everything is, it's a East German, so probably a little better made than the Soviet ones. But goddamn, do I love it. Hey there, friends. So yeah, thank you for joining me today on this fun little range adventure. Got lots of good practice in. You can tell I still need work with my handguns, but hey, that's why we come out here. My rifle sights, I might just take the red dot, frankly, off the AK. I think that might be good on that one. Just stick with the irons. But at least on the AR, that seems to be holding up pretty well. I just gotta learn kind of where it's hitting, at what distance. Which I did there at the end. It's doing just fine. But yeah, had a good old-fashioned showdown with the Mac and the Sig. Honestly, I will always forever love my Makarov, but this is definitely going to be my new carry from now on. Absolutely love this gun. Might need to, we'll do some cleaning and oiling. Come back and try again with those hollow points. I feel like it's not going to be an issue. This is literally fresh from the box. So you're aware, like this is a brand new Sig 365. It already had some oil and stuff on there. So I thought, hey, let's try doing sort of like an almost out of box review. Like that's literally how this and the Zero function out of the box without any adjustments or anything. So give you a good sense for how quickly this was able to outpace this. Always love the Makarov, but you can't go wrong with a 9mm Luger, and this Sig P365 seems to be the perfect one, at least for me. Absolutely loving it. Alrighty, friends. Well, thanks for joining me. As always, much love. Take care of yourselves out there. Take care of each other. Alright, RebelKitty. Over and out. Bye.